Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keene from God TV Radio. Make sure you check out my gaming channel, Games You Love, including my Brett Keene Superstar channel and God TV Radio International. You know, I've been on YouTube for almost 11 years now, since the beginning, since the point where at one time YouTube was just simply cat videos, gerbils running on wheels, and you would see these videos with cats playing keyboards, and the occasional news story copyrighted and thrown onto the internet along with copyright music that clearly wasn't very helpful for the music industry. Being one of the first atheist YouTubers, my intention was to educate and teach. My intention was to kind of open the window so people could peer in and see that there's another group of individuals out there who are referred to as atheists who question the validity of God. That's what I was about, but one of my main interests was not just simply for the idea of atheism being promoted or talked about or questioning the validity of the Bible, but also to socialize and to get to know other people, try to find people I could identify with that I could perhaps, hopefully, become friends with. I promoted such YouTubers that are considered the popular atheists of today, like The Amazing Atheist, King Heathen, Thunderfoot, Pat Kendall, Aaron Raw. Most of these popular atheist YouTubers you have noticed, such as Paul's Ego, confess and admit many times throughout their YouTube career that it was because of guys like me why it is they got their start, why it is they even found the courage to even make videos in the first place. A lot of them stated that because whenever I was an atheist, it made them want to be able to speak out and have a voice for themselves. Sad to say, nowadays, not one single one of these individuals that I promoted and helped find celebrity and notoriety on the internet have anything to do with me any longer, since I've become a God believer. I have had one or two make videos about me, insulting me, downgrading me, belittling me, and even suggesting that they were going to end my YouTube career. Well, it's 11 years later, and here I am for the last 3 years, been a God believer. But I can't say that being a God believer has been any easier on me. It has not been any better whatsoever. I remember when I first had my personal experience and came to the conclusion that I needed to serve God and accept that God exists, no matter if I can explain every single thing in the Bible or every single suffering or pain or evil that happens in this world. I decided I needed to step forward because within my very entity, within my very being, I realized it was the right thing to do. And for some reason, deep inside me, I had always known that I had some kind of calling I felt drawn. And it's one of the reasons why I could not keep myself out of debate with religious people and talk with them. Through the past couple of years, I found myself meeting a great deal of Christians and becoming friends with them. And they were very kind to me. They weren't just interested in preaching to me or sermonizing to me or telling me that I'm going to go to hell repeatedly or every day or what I'm doing wrong and why I fail as a human being. Some of them cared very much about me, and I came to the realization that many of them would take a bullet for me. Sad to say, many of the good atheists as well as God believers that I knew years ago are now dead, or something horrible has happened to them, or they simply are no longer around because they came to a conclusion that I came to many, many times but just simply wouldn't give up, was that YouTube and the internet is not a place to make friends. It simply isn't a place where you can socialize. I've come to the point where it's just simply not that entertaining anymore, or even doesn't even make me feel like I'm serving God anymore. No matter how much evidence I post up about God, no matter how much I talk about how God did for me in my life, I've come to this concept that most God believers, they don't really even finish the videos, and if atheists are watching, they've usually come over just long enough for the video to load up so they can dislike it and tell me to go fuck myself. I would have liked to be in a position where I could have served God better. I would have liked to be in a position where I felt like I was able to help or impact more lives. And I can tell from some of the comments and some of the emails I get from Facebook that I have reached some people, that some people have felt like my videos have helped them make better choices in their life, and that's great. That's wonderful. I'm glad that that has happened for you. But literally, my life consists of whenever I'm not spending with my family and doing things in my personal life, I find myself waking up in the morning almost as if it's a routine type of thing now. No entertainment, no fun, no education, nothing really. I research my pieces, I look into science, I look into religion, and then I get on, and I literally, there's no comments like, "Good morning, Brett, how are you doing? I hope your health is okay," yada yada yada, from neither atheist or Christian. In fact, when I open my Google Hangouts, I have Christians who argue with each other, and no matter how many times I warn them and tell them, look, people are watching, people can record, people are going to use this particular material to make monetization videos on their own YouTube channels, get paid to make fun of you, and they simply don't care. They are so interested in telling other Christians that they're fake and not real, and trying to pump themselves up like they're the teacher's pet, that they simply don't give a damn if they drag themselves down and other people with them. And then I get these invites from atheists to take me into their live rooms, and I find myself in a pretty awkward situation. Not that I'm in a room filled with atheists. I expect them to treat me like absolute shit. That's the behavior that is expected. But what's the crime and the sin that's hard to deal with is when you've got a person in the room who's claiming to be a God believer, and they're so afraid and cowardice to debate their own position, they have decided that any other God believer that steps into the room and gets in the ring with these individuals, they're going to stab them in the back. They're going to argue with every single point that the other God believer states. If I say the sky is blue and I believe that clouds are real because I can observe them in the sky, the other Christian will tell me that maybe I'm living in a fucking dream, or I'm having a hallucination, or perhaps I'm looking at an illusion, just simply so they can make themselves look smart in front of the atheist. And of course the atheists, when they're all in a group, they want to make themselves look cool. They want to show off and say, look at me, I'm the smart guy. So I will literally use philosophy to whittle us down to absolute non-existence. It's gotten to the point, ladies and gentlemen, where there's atheists out there who are making videos stating that reality doesn't exist and that morals and reality itself has no meaning to it. Some people are actually arguing that we live in a big fucking matrix, and they seem to be a form of Keanu Reeves, and we're nothing more than philosophical zombies. That's really what YouTube has become about. It's either people acting like stupid orangutans on the screen, or you've got people who are referring themselves as entertainers, acting complete and utter stupid, or it's Christians and atheists simply fighting back and forth. You know, it would be one thing if we were talking about the issues with a new individual, but it's the same people over and over. I've literally seen the same debates and arguments between the same people. It's always the same atheist or the same God believer. And then every once in a while they change out, and then they'll debate another atheist that they've debated 100 times, and the atheist will debate the same damn Christian. And then, of course, if you try to contact any new atheist out there, they'll simply have nothing to do with you because their only interest is to sell t-shirts and bullshit. And, of course, if you try to contact Christians like Kent Hovind and some of these big Christian YouTubers out there, you come to find very quickly that they feel like they're on some kind of mission. They believe that they've built like a virtual church or ministry on the internet, and that the only thing that they should do is just simply make videos talking about God all day and why evolution sucks. Fine, great, I like videos like that, I make them myself, but from time to time it would be nice to be able to go into a room filled with God believers and have no arguments, no debates, no let's invite some atheists in so we can give them some bullshit and they can tell us to go fuck off right back. I don't know, I'd like to go into rooms where I can actually talk to people about gaming, and unfortunately Google Hangouts, it offers lots of WWE shit, but unfortunately a lot of these people don't give you a link so you can ever get in and socialize, and you can leave a comment, but by the time they see it, or don't even bother to look anyway, you've lost your chance. Then, of course, you've got little 10-year-olds playing Minecraft, and why the fuck would a guy who's almost 40 years old want to go into a fucking hangout with a 5-year-old discussing Minecraft? I don't even like Minecraft. So, it's just, I'm saying that here I am on the worldwide net. I'm out there with Jews, Muslims, Christians, pagans, deists, atheists, agnostics, deists, and everything under the fucking sun, and there's nobody to talk to. Nobody wants to talk about anything. They just want to fight and prove who's the badass of YouTube, who's the smartest, and who, kisses God's ass the most, or who kisses the next atheist ass the most. And I love God, and I think that there should be a lot of videos out there doing that, but it sure would be nice every once in a while to have some kind of fellowship. Just some kind of thing where we can socialize and pretend at least for an hour that we're human beings and that we have feelings and that we like to be around other people. I mean, my goodness. That's one of the reasons why I can tell the difference between primates and monkeys over that of human beings. At least monkeys hang out and will sit there and chill with each other out in the jungle, but in this particular jungle, the human jungle, nobody seems to want to socialize at all. They just want to rip each other's spine out and heart and eat it right in front of each other. Well, that's my feelings, ladies and gentlemen. I'll probably get me some sleep, drink some tea, watch a few good movies with the family and shit, or maybe take a walk and then come back and be in a better mood. But right now I'm just pissy, and I felt the need to vent. Peace.